Alright, well, this is my homemade vacuum filter. Works really good. Guess I'll give you the overlay of how I put it together, made it, designed it. Works really good. Better than spending $100 for one off the internet. That's pro status, but this one works just fine. Didn't cost too much to make, just some plumbing pieces and funnel. And then I got a bale clasp jar. This is just to keep it airtight. It needs to be airtight on the bottom end. This piece here is just where I connect it to my vacuum. I designed it this way so I can kind of take it apart and clean it if I need to. So I can, take pieces off and, clean it. This screws off as well. Take the funnel out as well, but who cares about that right now. And then also what I did here, whoa, too dark, is I put some screen in there so the water filter, or the coffee filter can lay flat and have a little bit more surface area to draw the water from the bottom of it. So that works really good. I just took some plastic screen, mesh screen that usually comes from windows or whatnot, just kind of hot glued it in there to make it flat. And another thing that's kind of important that I did is, if you can see it in there, there's this little flap here that if you can see it, it kind of goes down, but yet it covers the hole that comes out of the side here, just so while the water is coming down, it doesn't draw back into this tube and get sucked into the vacuum. So I kind of had a problem with that at first, and a large quantity of water being drawn into the vacuum is probably not a good thing. So as you can see, that might be a good idea if you do choose to make one yourself. It just kind of vents it over the top, which worked really well. I just hot glued it in there as well. Really sturdy. I just used a little piece of plastic from a Cool Whip container. Yours doesn't have to be so pieced out. You can make it one solid piece if you want to. It's just easier to clean. This tubing is just some white tubing that you can get at Ace Hardware's, where I got most of these parts. I'll give you a demonstration in just a second. Let's put this back together. And I connect it to my just any old vacuum works. That's what I'm using. That's why I built this, because it's a lot cheaper than buying an actual compressor vacuum that those are like $300 to $400. I was like blown away. I was like, okay, nope, I'll just build one myself. They also have hand pump ones as well, but I'm not into just sitting there pumping it with my hand. So the way I get this to go in there, you bet you're wondering what these are for. These were here before I had put that vent piece into the T part there. These are actually air holes to kind of decrease the suction of the tube, because I was having problems with the water being drawn into the tube and being sucked into the vacuum. So I put these vent tubes in here so some outside air can flow in and the pressure from the vacuum isn't so strong on here. But I might just hot glue those shut. So I'll go ahead and get everything ready for a demonstration and show you guys how it works. Alright, So I got a just regular coffee filter. As you can see, it does set relatively flat onto remove the screen that's underneath. I find that helps a lot. So I just wet it a little bit to try and make it stick a little bit, so it doesn't slosh around when I throw some water in there. Now, this is how I got it connected to the vacuum here. Okay, just regular PVC connector here, with my vacuum hose leading down to it. I got it attached with there's a rag here, which helps it fit nice and easy inside there. Also, it prevents any water that does happen to come down the tube from being sucked into the vacuum, which shouldn't happen now that I installed the new thing there. And then these things, I had previously drilled 2 holes just to help vent the suction power, because I was having a lot of water being drawn inside there. So I might just hot glue those now that I kind of fixed it so it doesn't do that anymore. Well, we should be ready to go now. I do have some soil in this water just to show you some filtration action, just so it's not just plain water. And the main reason I built this is for I have a potassium chlorate cell, and it's just kind of super dry the crystals, just kind of dry out as much water from the crystals as possible, and just to filter the solution that does come through that's left over, and that way I just don't have big sloshy pile of the crystals. This works really well from what I've seen in videos. So I just decided to build my own because they're really expensive to buy them online, so I just thought I could build one myself. So we'll go ahead and get ready to go here. And as you can see, it's relatively slow draining, especially once it does start to fill to the bottom with particles. And you might want to turn the volume down or adjust it, because it might get a little loud with the vacuum running. So here we go. Okay, and that's that. So, soil is relatively dry, doesn't stick too much, so it does pull the water out of it relatively well. So I'm happy with it, and hope this was some help to making your own, or maybe be a possible design and to improve on for you, or see if something works out in your experiments that you need something like this for. Well, hope this helped, and thanks for checking out this video.